Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey, sports, life for the adult athlete. Powered by the Beer League Players Association. Follow us at the BLPA.
Everybody, just follow. Keep connected with us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You dig that? Follow
On every social media outlet. And make sure you follow the crew on Twitter. Nick at Nicker Jones. Jason at Beer League Jason. And Brooklyn at BLPA Brooklyn. Let's get it.
Welcome to the greatest sports show in the world. Good week, everybody. Hey, we're back. All of us. Every single one of us. Jason's here.
Heyo.
Here. And we're back. We're back. I'm not quite back on my time zone. As Nick Dinosaur said today, I'm somewhere between Japanese time and Mountain Standard Time. My sleep's still fucked up, but you know what? It's fucking rad. But before we get onto that, Jason, why don't you tell all the folks where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us on all social media at the BLPA. You can find Nick at Nicker Jones on Twitter, the Nicker Jones on Instagram. I'm at Beer League Jason on Twitter. And Big Brooklyn over here is at BLPA Brooklyn on Twitter as well.
Okay. Before we get into anything, special announcement. Okay. Sad announcement and a happy announcement. We're going to go with the happy announcement first. Happy announcement. Today is June 6th. That's a day that you guys might not mean anything to you. It means something to me and should the BLPA, the First Lady of BLPA. It's her birthday today. Tanis is
Heyo.
having her birthday. And listen, if you guys are on here and you guys like her, if you're friends with her on Facebook, or you can tag her in the group and just tell her happy birthday, here's the deal. Whenever I go and do all these crazy things, I'm only able to do that because I have Tanis who will watch Cooper while I go out and do ridiculous things like spend 2 weeks in Japan without them, with her cousin, you know? And so happy birthday to Tanis. Super big shout out to Tanis. Hope she has a great day. I'm staying away from her because when I'm around her, she doesn't have a great day. So okay, that's the happy. The sad is this. I don't know how many people have been watching that have listened to the podcast for a long time, but obviously we've kind of went through some changes in terms of personnel. And there was one point where we had, like, obviously you guys remember Jess, Tits McGee, I think that's what she called herself. But then there was Nikki Boston. And I just saw on Twitter last night that Nikki Boston passed away. And I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him in a while just because I've been busy and stuff. And I know that he dealt with, some stuff. And his cousin, who was on our show, we interviewed her, named Sarah Sivian. She posted that he passed away. And so rest in peace. Big loss to the hockey community because he was a coach and he was doing big things for like mental health. Obviously, if you listen to the podcast, you heard that he was a fighter, and he also had a group where he was kind of helping other people that had kind of left the game go through some mental illnesses. I don't know the situation around his passing, but obviously thoughts and condolences to his family and to his friends. We'll miss him because he did tell some good stories about fighting the shit out of people. So, so that's basically that's the sad one. So I don't know if I should leave it sad or happy. Happy. So let's talk about something happy. Let's talk about how I'm probably one of the biggest Swallows fans in the world. Jason, you're looking. This is the Japanese Baseball League.
Okay,
And
I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh yeah, well, it's the only place I can walk around and say, "Do you even swallow, bro?"
Okay.
You know? So Jason, do you swallow, bro? Look at this, swallows right here.
I didn't even put two and two together here.
Yes, you Colt Swallows, big Swallows guy.
Okay.
I know Brooklyn Swallows. I got pictures of it. It says Swallows right on the thing. So, listen, Japanese baseball is fucking outstanding. By the way, one, the crowd is fucking into it. Two, they wear fucking powder blue jerseys, which is the best color combination of any jerseys known to mankind. I think we should do tournament on our Dex tournament. We should always have a powder blue. That's what I think. And you think since I run the shit, I could probably get that to happen.
Yep.
Three, they have fucking killer ass food at the ball games. It's not just, let me go get a dog and some popcorn. No, they got sushi. They got fucking squid. They got everything. They got chocolate fucking, now I can't remember what we're calling them. What were they?
Churros.
Chocolate churros. The best churros. Fire, bud. Like Japanese. And we're going to talk a lot about Japan today because I know Jason's got some questions because he wasn't there, even though he wished he was there, I bet. I bet if he was there, we would have got Japanese tattoos and went to the casino.
Here's the deal. What makes it worse is not only did I want to be there, but like 4 million people asked me if I was there. So like I had to keep reliving like, no, I'm
Ah,
not.
because Nick
I'm
Dinosaur was there.
That's
Yeah, that's
probably
true.
why.
Oh, that's yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But I mean, Japanese is right up your Japan's right up your alley, bud.
Yeah.
Right up, right up your
I thought
alley.
they don't like tattoos there. I feel
Yeah,
like
they don't. The old folks don't like them, but the new folks and the
right.
chicks love them.
So would I have to wear sleeves though so that I don't get
Only if you were going into the onsen.
Oh, okay.
And that was a public onsen. If you would have came in my private onsen in my room, I had a room that
Oh.
had a private onsen. Nah, you could have kept them shits out, bud. You know,
Did you have to have VIP tickets to get into that one?
just have to take off your
In
clothes.
invite only?
Yeah, yeah, you just have to take off your clothes, bud. That's I mean,
Okay.
you onsens, you gotta be naked.
Done.
Um, I did a video on onsen, but, for the I didn't wanna embarrass anybody like myself, so I kept my clothes on, for that video, but, normally, you're supposed to be nude in the old onsens. So,
Okay. Well,
um, but yes,
it does
Japan
sound up right up my alley.
yeah, und
Less clothes, the
listen
better.
yeah, listen, and all the Japanese chicks would have been digging you because, they're like, "Oh, look at this gaijin with the fucking tattoos." They would have said that in Japanese, but I don't know the translation. But yeah, you would have fucking loved it for sure. And
Okay.
listen,
Well,
we,
maybe
we
next
were all we were all super stoked that I was going with Brooklyn and Big Dusty, and people were gonna take photos of them. Nah, no one want to take photos of them. Guess who they want to take pictures of? Me, me.
for the reason of
I don't know.
oh, okay.
I went and got a head massage, and the lady told me I was handsome and kept and asked
Oh.
me if we could have photos and stuff. And I was
Oh,
like,
well,
yeah, fuck yeah, you
so
can.
so you know why? It's because 'cause you're handsome.
Well, listen, we gotta play humble here. All right.
Yeah.
You know, um, we heard it right. Brooklyn, handsome. I'm a model, apparently.
Yeah,
Got
yeah,
photos
smell
taken.
good,
And people, yeah,
apparently.
I smell. People tell me I smell really good. So I love Japan too. Shit, I might move there. So
Well, it sounds like a good time, and we definitely need to talk more about what you guys did, and I want to hear about all the things that I missed out on. But sounds like you guys had a good time. Did
you know,
did we get Dustin wearing the Godzilla mask?
no, I brought the Godzilla mask down for him, and then he just disappeared
Oh,
like a fucking wraith. Like he was just gone. And
okay,
now I don't even know where that Godzilla mask went. I had it. Now I don't know where it went. But
brutal.
it would have been good. I wanted him. I wanted. The funniest part is when we got to the ball game. Okay, that's not the funniest part with Dustin. But we got to the ball game and the seats were literally like this thin,
Right.
and he had to get like basically once he sat down, he was just there.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't getting up, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. But also the time when we went to this, and we talked about it on our last one, but we went to this Japanese barbecue, and they bring out these grills filled with charcoal that's lighted, and they sit it down at your table. It's a table of four, and we had like I don't know, we had 12 or 14 people there, and they bring you this piece of meat fat, and you take the fat and you rub it on the grill to so stuff doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Dustin just thought that was part of the meal, and he fucking ate
Straight.
it. I mean, like, I'm not joking. Like, it was this big. Like, it was a big old piece of fat, and he just ate it. And someone was like, "Well, where's our fat to do it?" Dusty was like, "I fucking ate it." And and so we're like, "All right, Big Dusty." So, yeah. So that was a good time. And another reason you would like Japan. I mean, just looking at you with the tattoos and just you, like you exude sex, bud. You would like some sex.
Thanks.
And there's a lot of sex over in Japan. A
Okay.
lot of sex. We're not going to talk about it here, but we are going to talk about it on our new segment, on our new subscribers only content called BLP After Dark. We're going to record that after this, and you got to subscribe to us on Facebook or Patreon or whatever, and you'll get to hear about all the sex stuff in Japan. There was a lot of sex stuff,
Oh, I'm excited.
a lot, bud.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the only
so
thing I know about the Japanese is they love sex.
they
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 fucking
love
love it.
sex, and it's weird because it's out for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Like, are you 12? We don't care. Look at these titties. It's basically like you go into a bookstore, titties everywhere. They just love them. They love them.
Yeah.
So,
So what you're
uh,
saying is I should bring my kid to Japan. He'll have a good time too.
dude, yeah, let them say
Just
fuck all the
just
time. Let
yeah.
them say fucking titties, fucking titties. Look at them fucking titties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about. I know you have some questions about Japan. We'll talk about that. We have some tournaments coming up. We have some. Hopefully, you have a ref story or two. And lastly, we're making money, bud.
Oh,
On Facebook. Listen, we jumped out. I don't know how we went from making $27 a month to 103 last month, but we made $103 on Facebook last month.
let's
And I was
go.
like, what should we fucking do with this? I could give it to Jason. That motherfucker don't need $100 though. Well, maybe it does. I don't know, but
I mean,
it wouldn't be as fun,
don't
right?
speak for me just yet. I mean,
But
let
listen,
me think about it.
uh, I want to do some fucking money lining, bud. That's what you need to do. You like to do some money lining.
I do love money lining.
So here's my idea. I'm gonna give the money to you,
Okay.
but you're gonna bet it.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if we can double, triple, who knows, even quadruple this $103.
Yeah.
What kind of bets do you think we should do?
I mean, there's literally only baseball and basketball going on right now.
Like, listen, I'm Venmoing you $100 right now.
So I guess we need to ask, like, I think we should poll the audience. Should I go for like a lottery ticket bet where like if we hit the one bet, we're already big, or should we slow play it and play it over, a few days of, some small steady bets.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know what I would do.
You're
I
a
take
lottery
all of
ticket kind of guy.
yeah, I'm never winning it. Oh, I even gambled in Japan, bud. Pachinko parlor
Okay.
and didn't win anything.
I,
I don't
I'm
even
gonna
know. I don't even know how to win.
I'm gonna start looking at today's slate right now
Okay, look at it.
of baseball games, and I'll have an answer for you by the end of this.
Okay, perfect. And speaking of baseball, is there any bets on Japanese baseball? Want to be any Swallows bets we can make?
I have no idea. I have to
That's
I have to I have to look into that.
Yeah, you want to know what's shitty about Japan baseball? They tie after 12 innings. They're just like, we're fucking done. They were. They were just,
But
there's like,
I
yeah,
I do kinda get that energy though, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
we
Like, okay,
we played enough.
this is enough.
And then I got home and I watched Mr. Baseball. I downloaded the Blu-ray version of Mr. Baseball and I watched it. And there's a game in there where they tie, but after 15 innings. And old Jack, Tom Selleck, he's pissed off. He's like, "Where the fuck's the win?" And I need to clip that and play it because that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, who the fuck wins this game? And when I go in the standings, it doesn't say ties in it. It just says wins and losses. So how do they just? I don't know. Fucking Japan.
Alright, I think I got our bet already
Okay, hit me.
because it starts in 28 minutes. So
Okay.
I gotta pull the lines up and make sure that I like the way the lines look,
Is it the
but
Braves? Is Chipper Jones in? Chipper
it's
Jones hit a
not.
home run? Okay.
It's the Orioles and the not Maple Leafs, the Toronto
Blue
baseball
Jays.
team, Blue Jays.
Blue Jays.
Uh,
Go Jays.
there's a good batting prop that I think we're gonna get
Okay.
on for. Just give me a minute. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
But we
Okay.
can talk till then.
All right, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, what do you got? What do you got on the docket today?
Just really answering some questions that Jason has about Japan. I'm trying to remember everything we did, have it all pulled up, ready to get down and in the details with it.
Hey, you kind of fucked us, Brooklyn.
Oh,
With with
Go
with
on.
Japan. Remember when you got us kicked off TikTok live?
yes, I
Yeah.
do.
So we could be live on TikTok with this podcast right now. But because we got kicked off live, we have to wait 30 days to get on there. And I'm pretty upset about it, to be honest with you.
Well, how was I supposed to know you can't live record a baseball game?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I get you would think looking back that would be common knowledge, but not for us.
Mm-mm.
We're not common people. We're not
No.
common folk. That's for sure.
I just don't know how they flagged it because nobody was watching.
Well, yeah, algorithms. Yeah,
I
and it's
guess.
also like it's a Chinese company. China and Japan, they're at odds. I think it just seems like that's kind of how it is. And then, so hey, did you know in World War II they just fucking blew the shit out of Tokyo and it was all knocked down, Jason? They bombed the fuck out of it. Not Hiroshima. I'm talking about Tokyo.
Oh, I
God.
mean, I don't think I knew specifically, but like that's
Yeah.
not shocking to me.
I learned that on our history walk through Shinjuku. So
It's good. Good
so
information
here's
to
what's
have.
coming up for us. But while Jason's doing our betting here, here's what's coming up. We got Pittsburgh coming up. That's coming up July 12th. That's the next Dex. We have a bash in Boise, Idaho next week. A solid 8-teamer to start out. That's pretty good in Boise, Idaho. So then it goes Boise, Idaho, and then in a couple weeks we have the Pittsburgh Dex, and then we have the Denver Bash, which we need a lot of teams for. Sign up for the fucking Denver Bash. And then shit just gets crazy after the Denver Bash, because then it goes Austin Bash, which we have like 16 teams. I think we're gonna get 24 pretty easy. Sell that thing out. Austin, then OKC Dex, then Chicago Dex, and then Nashville That's next time people can see Jason at Dex is in Nashville. And then we have Lake Placid Bash, and then we have Charleston / Hershey. So a lot of things coming up all the way through here. So, well, Hershey and Charleston's into September. And then there's Columbus and Lake Placid Dex. A lot of shit coming up. Alaska Dex is in there somewhere. Just a lot of shit coming up. And Jason, you're a collector. You're like me. You collect things. I just ordered today pins of all the jerseys for Pittsburgh. I'm gonna see how this plays out.
Okay.
We're not giving them. People can buy them. Oh, we'll give the winning team, the winning teams, gold and silver. They get one of their team's pins.
Okay.
But we'll offer them for sale to the players of the tournament first. They can buy a set of them. We're only going to do 100 of each.
Okay.
Only a limited edition. And then we're gonna get that and see if we can get people start trading and having a cool little like, trade sesh. Like once people, I didn't get to go to this one. Do you have this pin? I think that'll be cool games to play.
I dig it.
So, all right, hit me with the bet.
All right. So the Toronto pitcher against the Orioles batters, Ryan Mountcastle is 8 for 17 against the specific pitcher over his lifetime. 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, 5 strikeouts, average of 471. It's a pretty good average.
That's the definition of owning a pitcher.
Yes, correct. And then Rushman, same team, 8 for 20, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 3 Ks, 400 batting average.
Okay.
So we're going to put both of them to get over 1.5 bases. So if they hit a home run, obviously that works. 2 singles, a double. Basically, they just have to get 2 total bases. Doesn't count for walks or anything like that. So we need them to basically get either 2 hits or a double.
Both of them have to get 2 hits, or
yeah, because I'm going to put them together on a parlay. So it's not necessarily 2 hits. If they get a double or a triple or a home run,
they both need a base and a half.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, boys.
So
that's
those together, $103. The payout is $357. So we would essentially over triple our money.
Money line, and that's how we're going to build an empire right now, boys. Hey, anyone else? If you're listening to this and you need the money line tips, you got it right now from Jason. Get on that parlay right now. Listen, we don't get any money for it yet. Maybe we should get it. Maybe we should get affiliate links. I don't know, but once you see us winning, you're going to be like, well, I should listen to Jason Moneyline and that Facebook money.
Yeah. So we'll, maybe if this pick goes well, maybe the next ones we put them on the After Dark episode. Start there. You gotta listen into the. And
then Jason just now has his own podcast. It's just a gambling podcast. He does it once a week. He just fucking rakes in money.
All right. Bets made. We're official.
Cool, bud. Hey, no, not even Canadians want to watch the Blue Jays games anymore because they're so bad this year.
They're bad.
Guess what? Now I'm going to watch. This is a good bet because the Blue Jays suck.
Yeah.
And so they suck because their pitching staff is pretty mid. And listen, I know this isn't a baseball show, but it's an all sports show. That's why we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But we're talking about more than just baseball. We're talking about us winning money.
I think what we should do is if we win today,
yep,
we make another bet tomorrow, which is Friday on baseball. And then that bet we go into Saturday, first game of Stanley Cup final. We find a bet in the Stanley Cup final and we'll make it
I boycotted the Stanley Cup finals. Basically this is a lose-lose
because Edmonton is in it.
Edmonton's in it,
and Matthew Tkachuk's in it.
Yeah, and listen, not even Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Bennett, Ryan Lomberg. These are all Flames.
Yeah,
these are all Flames. Yeah. Flames should be winning the Stanley Cup against the Edmonton Oilers. Actually, they shouldn't win it against them. I wish Edmonton Oilers would. Listen, my biases are done. Listen, I just want both teams to have fun.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want the Edmonton Oilers to have less fun. That's all.
All right. So listen, we'll make the bet today. If we win,
okay,
I'm gonna put it on Twitter, and then I need people to chime in on: should we bet the whole thing again? Should we put a little bit back and maybe another like parlay bet? We need some interaction from the BLPA on how I should roll with this thing.
Yeah.
We got to win the first bet first. That's step 1.
Well, that's I always do that, bud. I, like me and first bets, money all the time. I went to the pachinko parlors, and it didn't go well for me there either. So
it was Vegas 2.0.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I just wanted to gamble in Japan, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like you couldn't. I put money in, it wouldn't take it. Then I had to put
Crazy
money
because
up here.
everywhere we go together, I also just want to gamble, but for some reason, you're just never, willing to go to the casino.
Hey, next one. Write it down. We're gonna gamble. I don't
Okay.
know when your next one is with me. Maybe it's Columbus. I don't know.
Is there a
Is there a
casino
casino
there?
in Columbus? Yeah, there is casinos in
Okay.
Columbus for sure.
All right.
Um, if something happens and I'm able to come to Nashville, which I don't think I think I have to go to.
There's no casino here. Yeah.
Ain't that a bit? Maybe we should start one underground.
That's probably a
casino.
good thing for me.
Yeah, but do you think if we start our own, where we, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we can legally. I think that's why they're not here because, like, there's the whole legal aspect of it. But if
Well,
we could,
Eagles.
from what I understand, if you've ever been to a casino, they're generally really nice. And that's because they make money.
Yeah. Yep. I wholeheartedly agree with you. And I think we do need to do some more gambling. I really think if I could figure this out, if I had time to figure out fantasy beer league Dex tournaments, listen, I think that would be a killer.
Yeah.
I think you bet on it. The only problem with betting real money on it is like
That I would be easily bought. You can purchase.
that's the thing. Like Jason, don't just if you make your team lose here, and then Jason will be
Done.
like, well, just didn't have it.
Easy.
Just didn't have it. I think that's the problem, right?
It'd be harder if you asked me to help my team win. I'd be like, I don't know. I'll try.
But in theory, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
In theory, it's a good idea if we could just do it to the point of where it's just fantasy. So it's all based on stats. So
Right.
basically, and then people watch it. That's an idea I have. It's just I don't have fucking time. But maybe one day I'll have time. Probably not. But maybe one day. Or maybe Cooper will become like a computer genius
Okay.
in the next couple years, and then he can just do some
you
shit
go.
with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay,
And you
ask
can
us
write them
about
off on your taxes, right?
write my kid off on the taxes.
Like for an employee, you can pay your kid so much.
And
every year.
no contract. He's gonna be a contract employee. I'm not
Okay,
taking it
there
because
you
he get fucking hurt and he tried to sue me for workman's comp. That's not gonna happen, bud.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, protecting
All right,
myself.
tell me more about Japan. How'd the tournament go? Let's talk about the hockey first, which is probably the least important part
I'm taking a new
of the trip.
I'm taking a new storytelling course, and this is how the story's gonna start. The hockey sucked.
Okay.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, and it didn't suck because of the people. There were great people there. It sucked because a lot of people just didn't show up,
Okay.
and we knew a lot of people weren't gonna show up. We knew we were gonna be short, a couple weeks out when people just started bailing. But imagine this. Imagine draft comes and you're like, wow, we got 3 goalies here. We got a 4th one. He's paid. No emails from him. Said he wasn't going to show up or anything. And I shoot him a message. Draft him, hey, when you going to arrive? Are you in Japan? That kind of stuff.
Right.
And his response was, nah, I decided not to come.
Awesome.
A goalie.
Yeah.
A fucking goalie.
I mean, how important are they to hockey, honestly,
Well, like goalies want me to be nice to him. You know it. I know it. Your best friend's a goalie.
Yeah.
He just wants people to be nice to him.
Sure.
How can I be nice to goalies when they're pulling that shit? Not even a hey, you might want to find another goalie.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that'd be common courtesy, I would think.
I mean, and he paid full price.
We appreciate your money, but we still have to find someone to play.
All 12 plus 1, 13 in total that paid full price and then didn't come. Preach, but I would have much rather had you there.
Yeah, 12
because
people.
it was a bag skate with seven skaters, and we literally found college kids to come play with us, and then Sunday there was it would be in Wednesday for the second day. No, we're not coming.
Oh.
So what do we have to do? People were asking. They saw our live video and like, why we just had to combine teams and play and have a good time. That's all we could do.
Hey, at the end of the day, if you still had fun combining the teams and playing, still a win in my book. But it does suck that people wouldn't at least give you a heads up.
Well, I will say this:
be better, people. Is what I'm saying.
Be better, people. First, pay, which some of you did, preach, and second, show up. Because especially the goalie, I get, what really kind of bothers me, it's their money, so they can do whatever they do. Domestic one way easier, but when you're doing something like Japan, and a lot of people are making travel arrangements based on this tournament that's happening, and then you just decide that you're going to bet. You're not just affecting me at that point or yourself with the money, you're affecting all these people.
Yeah,
and I'll admit, I don't know if you know this. I like to fly by the seat of my pants on all things in my
Yeah.
life.
Okay.
So it's exciting when there's a challenge, and I like that. Gets me right down here in my cockles, in my plums. But it worked. We all had a blast.
Okay.
But and even like one of the goalies that we got to come show up to play, he was just like, "Nah, I'm not coming tomorrow." We're like, "Oh," I mean, he didn't pay, obviously, and that's
Right.
another thing. Like people say, "Oh, just give it to him for free." You can, but then the tournament value to them is 0, so they
Right.
have no skin in the game, and that makes
Sure.
it tough, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
like me as a skater, there's been times, I'll admit now on camera, on the record, that I have fallen asleep and didn't make my game. Hey, sorry guys, fell asleep. I was coming, but I fell asleep, didn't make it. It's not a big deal. Like I'm not I'm not an important cog to the team necessarily. Not as important as like a goalie. A goalie can't do that. If a
yeah,
goalie doesn't show up, team's in trouble.
100%. And so the story goes, the hockey sucked,
Okay.
but the tournament was fun.
There you go.
Yeah, God, the people that were there, like we had some people that didn't speak any English at all. One guy didn't speak any English, but he was a referee, and I told him to fuck off. He understood that. You know what I'm saying? Like the international language of "fuck you, bud."
Yeah.
He understood that, and guess what? I said it to him, and he just had a big smile, and said "fuck you," and I was like, "All right, let's go, drop that fucking puck, bud." And so that was pretty fun. Hey, I scored 3 goals in Japan, 3 Japanese goals,
Oh, let's
worth
go.
probably 10%. So 3 Japanese goals. I got 0.3 Canadian goals over there in Japan to add to my stats. I think that's how the thing works. And so yeah, John Newell's letting you know that you're a big locker room guys. You're a big locker room guy, Jason. That's important. So they need you to show up for those.
That's fair. Listen, I ref John's game the other night. And so I think he's just sucking up to me because I gave his team a couple of what should have been called off icings, but I let him have it. So I think he's just sucking up to me.
Well, hey, however you got to get it, bud.
Yeah, I'll take it.
John, you swallow, bro. We thought about making a video where I just went up and asked people they're at the
Okay.
game, "Do you even swallow, bro?" But just kind of didn't want people to take it the wrong way.
Yeah, that could have
No.
went. It could have went one of two ways, and one of them's probably pretty bad.
But one of them was pretty good. That's what I'm saying. So I don't want to get canceled in 2024. Okay, what kind of question do you have about Japan? Like, what are you curious about? Like, if we go back and you're like, I want to go, but I need to know this question because we are going back in 2025. But we're
Okay.
going for a BLPA worldwide.
Okay.
So
like, I mean, I'm a peak male athlete, but I enjoy my food. So
oh, fuck.
like, what should I expect? Where should I go? What should I do? Like, give me the highlights of the food. And keep in mind, I started a diet like 10 days ago.
Mhm.
And it's going pretty well, except that I have to eat brown rice all the time.
That sucks.
Which I'd rather just starve. Like, honestly, it's like if it wasn't for these macros that I had to get, I would just not eat at all. I'd just be like, okay, well, I can only eat brown rice, so I just won't eat. So keep that in mind when you're telling the story.
Why brown rice?
I don't know. I got a coach that put together my macros. I don't understand that shit. That's why I paid someone to do it
Got
for
it.
me.
You can't get long grain and wild, Uncle Ben's.
I think it's something to do with like just how the fat, carbs, and protein all works out.
All right.
I've switched some of it to like whole wheat pasta sometimes
Mhm.
because I just can't eat brown rice anymore. And the whole wheat pasta is worse for you, but like I've tried to like just figure it out math wise, right? Like hit the right macros.
Well, okay. Let me tell you about the food. I'm a big food guy myself. I can tell you all about the fat carbs, bud.
Okay, tell me
I
about the
love
fat
'em.
carbs.
I love them. The food in Japan. What's that place that I like in Nashville? That Asian cuisine that you order?
Fulins.
Fulins. Now multiply that by like 20.
Okay.
That's how good the food is, bud.
Ugh,
And it's
I
authentic.
love me some Fulins, bro.
There is not one thing that I ate in Japan that I didn't enjoy.
Okay.
A lot of things I didn't know what it was, but I ate it anyway.
Yeah.
Meat cakes, you haven't seen the video, but we went for, like, the first day we were like, it was like 10 in the morning or something, or 9 in the morning. We're fucking hungry. And
Yeah.
we're like, well, let's find a place that's open. First place that was open was this stuff. I can't pronounce it, but we go down and it's a big fucking griddle on a table. Japanese apparently really big about here's food, fucking cook it in front of you. I don't know. But they made these meat. Basically, what it was a fucking pancake with a bunch of fucking meat on it,
Oh, okay.
and it looked disgusting, but it tasted so fucking good. So in Japan, don't ask, just eat,
Don't ask, don't
and
tell.
everything's gonna. That we did get a snail at a restaurant in Karizawa. If you order a beer, you got a snail. I didn't drink the beer, but they made me eat the snail.
Ugh.
It was okay. It wasn't horrible, but by the time I was ready to leave that sushi restaurant, the sushi was really good, by the way, but I thought I was gonna puke all over the place. Like, I spent some time in the bathroom thinking, "Am I gonna have to stick my hand down my throat and puke up
Ugh.
all this great fatty tuna I just had because of this fucking snail?" But I tried it.
Have you ever had a meal and then thrown it up and it still tasted good coming back the other way?
Yeah.
It's happened to me before. It's got to be like almost instant. Like you eat and then you got like 10 minutes before it starts digesting and gets gross. But sometimes it comes back up just the way it went down. It's like
Some
second meal.
people, if they puke up the food, they'll never eat that food again.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I ate too much macaroni and cheese with ketchup on it, and then
Okay.
threw it up. And I have a hard time eating macaroni and cheese now. I'll do
With
it
ketchup?
sometimes. I don't eat it with ketchup at all, period. And I
Yeah.
love ketchup. I eat the shit out of ketchup, but for whatever reason, the noodles just sometimes macaroni, I'm just like, I'm just not feeling it because of that.
Brooklyn, any food like that you can't eat because you puked it up?
Ribs. I ate way too many ribs, and now I'm just not a rib fan.
Not a big
Oh, I
rib
love
girl. Huh?
ribs.
I
Mm.
love ribs too, but
When
I
I
like
was
it like dry ribs with just
no,
like it has sauce. I don't want sauce. I don't want. It's the same with chicken wings. Like, I want the sauce on there, but I don't want it fucking swimming, bud. I just want it there.
I want it all here when I'm done eating. Like
Oh, you're
like
messy,
I
boy.
want it touching my eyeballs because of how much sauce was on it. When I was a kid, like 10 years old, I would order a full rack of ribs at restaurants and eat the whole thing. Like
You
no problem.
you go to Chili's and sing the song, don't you?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
you look like a guy.
I
You look
want
like a
my
big chili singer.
big baby back.
But I mean, the ramen. Like, listen, I was poor at one point in my life. Well, I'm probably still poor, but I was way poorer, and all we ate was ramen, and I
Yeah.
didn't eat it for a long time. Ramen in fucking Japan is bomb. I would eat
Oh,
it
I
every
bet.
meal.
Oh,
I
I
would eat it
bet.
every meal. It's insane.
Yeah.
And it's just new. And you can slurp. They want you to slurp. Let them know it's fucking good, bud.
Yeah.
And then there's this other. We went to this. I don't know what restaurant. I guess it was Soba. Remember that restaurant we went to, and I ordered those little. I don't know, those little fucking ring things, and then you have to like dip them in and then eat those ring things. I don't know what it was called. Maybe it was Soba. I don't know. But they were like, order for 2, order for 3. I'm like, give me those. Give me those. Give me that two plate order. I don't know if I can eat it all, but it was like little rings of like buckwheat noodles. I don't know, and it was so fucking good. Everything there was so fucking good. I can't describe. Like, we stopped on the side of the fucking road and they made a fucking cookie with chocolate pudding inside of it. Fucking bomb, bud.
Let's go.
It was so good. And they had this fruit. It was like strawberries, grape, strawberry, and they dipped it in like the candy apple glaze, but it was like a thin glaze of it. Pff, fucking fire. Everything was fucking fire, bud. Except the soda. Their soda game, weak.
Bad.
You know, I love soda. I
know you
love
do.
drinking some soda. They just don't have good. I found one good soda, and it was like they do like that special edition Coke Zero over here, and there's like fucking cotton candy bullshit. It was
Yeah.
called the K Wave, K-pop Wave or something. That was good, but I found it one time and nothing else.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
What about
So,
you, Brooklyn? What was your favorite?
Favorite, I think just all the sushi. Like, I usually am not a raw fish kind of fan, but it was just so good. The little balls of rice and just random raw shrimp on top. It was pretty good. Tried a California roll. Was nothing like it was here, but had to give it a go.
gotta give it a
Okay.
go.
Had a huge leaf of lettuce in it, so that kind of got in the way. But the only thing I didn't like is the first restaurant we went to, they had the little octopus legs,
Ugh.
and that texture was really
Yep.
yucky.
See,
And
I'm
ugh.
a big texture guy too. Like people like love oysters, I'm like, it feels like I'm eating a booger. Like that's
Yeah,
like
it's
I can't do that.
Yeah, that's egg drop soup for me at Chinese restaurants. But let me tell you about the sushi. Like I love toro, which is fatty tuna. It's the best to me, right? And if you go to a place in, let's just say, Oklahoma, which you're probably not getting great fatty tuna there, but if you order of toro, which could come 2-piece nigiri, it's usually like $8 or $9. All right,
Canadian.
US.
Oh, oof. So like
Yeah,
a million Canadian or something.
yeah, like a
yeah.
million Canadian.
Yeah.
Okay, well they had better than toro. Toro's just fatty tuna. They
Yeah.
had super fatty tuna.
Oh.
Oh, and I ate this shit, bud. I think I had 6 or 7 pieces of fatty tuna, super fatty tuna nigiri. I had a negi toro roll, which is fatty tuna with green onion and miso soup. My total bill for this, and also they shot it out to me on a fucking conveyor belt, which was also pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
My total bill for this was $9 US. $9 fucking.
Incredible.
The food was so cheap there.
Mhm.
So cheap. You know?
Yeah, you can't get a sushi roll in Nashville for $9. Like a sushi roll of any
No.
kind.
Yeah,
Like
no, it's insane.
from
It's
Publix. Like I can't go to the grocery store and get a sushi roll for that.
and so I have a business idea, 2 business ideas for Japan.
Okay.
First off, Blue Shoe Magoo, my man on YouTube. What's up? We should, instead of sushi conveyor belts, we should get sushi cannons and shoot the shit out of sushi at people. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But there's these things called like they have the guy clubs and the girl clubs, and there's a special name for them, but I can't remember the host clubs. That's what they're called, host clubs. And basically, you just go in, and people pay you to just sit and talk to them,
Okay.
right? And you get paid off like the drinks that they buy you or gifts they bring. And in Shinjuku, the red light district, for some reason, it's all male clubs for the most part. That's where the girls go to talk to the dudes, and then outside of it, it's all girl host clubs. But what I realized is there's no white dudes in the
Okay.
host clubs in Shinjuku. Me and you
Okay.
could go over and listen. Asian girls like white guys. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their, but they also, on the Asian guys, they like them really feminine.
Oh.
So on the white guys, I think they like, manly guys like me and you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Powder blue jerseys and
We're
everything. You know what I'm
manly.
saying? Hell yeah, but
I got a pink
look at
shirt
you.
on.
Yeah, I mean, you got a pink shirt on with your sleeves. I'm obviously an athlete. Look at this fucking jersey I'm wearing.
You
And
swallow, clearly.
and I swallow right here. Do you even swallow, bro? And I think we should start a host club, and it's just a white guy host club. It's just white dudes walking around talking to Asian chicks.
Okay.
I think that would be, and we had like Paulo, who's our
It's just
photographer.
talking.
I mean, listen,
Eh,
I didn't
in the
go to
club.
one in the clubs. It is just talking.
Okay.
Could there be sexy times afterwards? Well, if you like someone enough, obviously, if you like someone enough, and they want to pay you to put your wiener inside them,
I feel like there might be a small hiccup in the plan though.
we're married. I get it, but we're just talking.
As long as you understand. Okay.
We're just talking.
Yeah. I'm
We
not
don't
saying
let
it's
it go.
impossible. I'm just saying when
Yeah,
you're
no,
coming up with a business idea, you have to think of headwinds.
Mm.
That might be a headwind that we could have starting that business.
Yeah, and you listen, and we had a guy that walked us around. He took photos of us, and he also gave us history lessons. And apparently, like the sex tourism industry, it's a gray area. As long as you don't do the sex in the place where you're doing business, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just sex. Everything else seems perfectly fucking fine.
Oh, okay.
Handers, fine. BJs, fine. Soapies, fine. And if you want to hear more about them, we're gonna have this followers only BLP After Dark here shortly, and we'll get to that. But yeah, and so I think that's the next business, BLPA host club in Japan.
Okay. I like it.
All right. I know you're on limited time here, Jason. So you got any rest stories for us before we end this?
I don't have anything like these will be short stories. One, another sad note. There's a referee in Nashville. His name was Mike O'Neill. Also passed away. Apparently had battled cancer for a long time. I had refed with him before. I didn't know him really well. from a reffing standpoint, but he had reffed a ton of my games, and he's like the ref that's universally liked. So you know how hard it is to be a ref and be liked by all the players. So unfortunate loss for Nashville and the hockey community there as well. And then my only reffing story, I basically had a month off from reffing because of the way that schedules worked. We just didn't have any hockey for essentially 4 weeks. My first game back is a D League game. So it's like the second to lowest you can be in Nashville. And the very first entry into the zone, I had someone just scream about how I called it onside and it was offside. To you who did that, you're a fucking loser. Like if you're in the worst hockey ever and you're screaming at someone about whether a play is onside or offside, you're just an absolute fucking loser. And I just want people to know that.
You know what? We keep talking that we're gonna mic you up, camera you up. Do you think they'd let you have cameras on in these D League games?
Probably.
Like if we can go on TikTok live. Listen, I know you're not a big TikTok guy, but if we can put this camera on you and mic on TikTok live, I think it would be fucking gold.
I'm down for sure.
To be honest with you.
And like this guy, so the play was, and you're a hockey player, you understand. 2 guys going towards the zone. Okay. Guy on the right has the puck. He makes a pass right before they get to the line, but it's out in front of him. So the puck goes across the line. Then they both go across the line behind it. And this guy on the left catches it, but he's like 8 feet in the zone. But the puck went in way before that, right? It was just a very good across ice pass. And that's what, like, it blew his mind that wasn't offsides because the guy caught it in the zone. And so he yells, offside! And I yell, not even fucking close, bud. So like that's the kind of thing that I think people would get if we did some live views of that.
Yeah, we gotta figure this out. I mean, because you can go live on your phone on TikTok. You can go from your computer, but I wonder if we can set it up through a GoPro. I'll have to do some research.
All right. I have a GoPro, so let me know.
Okay. Which one? You have 8, 9, 10, 11?
I think it's the 10.
Okay. Oh, new boy. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for the show. Next week, I don't know what day we're recording. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We should figure this out because I got a guy that I want to interview. Like you guys think that I travel a lot for hockey. This guy's a goalie and he's been all over the fucking world. He's always in a different city. He's called the Traveling Goalie.
Okay.
Great dude. I've been following him for a long time. And I asked him, hey, would you come on and tell us about your travels? And so he's agreed to come on. I was trying to get him today, but he works in the media industry and does like commercials for like food chains or product. I don't know what he's saying, but that's why I got to interview him so I can figure that shit out.
Yeah.
And so next week, hopefully they get him on. I believe his name's Adrian. So hopefully we can get him on, and hopefully we'll be rich by next week after all our money lining.
Oh, the game started. Should I check to see if?
Yeah,
if
check it. Let's see.
Sorry, was not prepared for this.
That's okay. We're not a prepared podcast. We never prepare.
Our first batter is up to bat now for his first at bat, so nothing yet.
Okay. Yeah, if he hits a dinger right here, let's go.
Oh, buddy.
Or if even if he hits a double, I'm happy. All right. So that's it for this podcast. If you want to see, if you want to talk about sex, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about sex in Japan. We're gonna do that on our member or followers only. So follow us or subscriber. You subscribe over on Facebook or Patreon. OnlyFans is not set up. That's because we got to get paid before we give you some of the goods. But other than that, guys, anything to add before we jump off here, friends?
Nope.
Nothing for me.
Nope. Nothing from me. Be good or be good at it.